put diff lock on, let's get out of here.
Iron Beast is just setting the car flying. No way that you can troll past me like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Iron Beast.
Yeah, bloody beast. This thing has come fly past.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's the Iron Beast here. I've just come across this awesome payware truck. It's a Ford F800 1960 model, I think. Really cool truck. I love the vintage trucks. When we go in and have a look at the engines though, there are a whole lot of engines here, a whole range of engines. If I'm not mistaken, this particular truck I think came with petrol engines. They were gases right up to like a 534 cubic inch, which was predominantly in the bigger truck versions, I think the F900 and above, but I do know that they were also running the F800 fire truck and dump trucks. And they weren't that great. I think they had about 234 horsepower and about 450 foot-pounds of torque. So, I mean, I guess for a petrol back in that time, that was a pretty good engine. So anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to take a version of my previous engines that I've made for some of these classics and make a 534 sounding engine. Let's get out of here and let's get started. There are my previous engines, 6.7 litre, 6.8 litre Cummins, the Caterpillar 3412. We've started a new file for the 534 V8. We open our assets folder. First thing we're going to need to do is add some sounds in and then add them into the actual interface as well. So here are a couple of videos. We'll just have a quick look. So these are both off YouTube, and as always, I will be linking it when I finish the engine if I use these sounds in my engine production. Okay, so I think that's going to be the one that we use for most of our driving sounds because it had enough range there. So let's turn this into an audio file. There we go. We can see the wave file right there anyway. We can sort of see that this is where the noise is going to start. But I think for all intents and purposes, we're just going to cut it there. Now we can start tidying up the sound file quickly. I'm going to get rid of that squeak. Perfect. Nice, that's our high pitch. Okay, what we're going to do is split these clips up now just very quickly. I mean, we're not doing anything fancy here. I think that is going to be important for just engaging. That's quite nice. It's got a bit of a load sound to it, right? So let's have a listen to that loop. Okay, that's beautiful. Copy that segment. Okay, let's have a listen. Yeah, it's going to sound nice. Let's save it as mid-load. We've got a takeoff rev. So that's a higher load, I think. Right, let's save that up as our high load. This is kind of just cruising in this segment here, so let's have a listen to that again. Peaks to about here. Let's try that. That's pretty clean. Got high load, mid load, and we've got takeoff rev. Yeah, that's cool. So that's like our higher cruising rev. So that's going to be high rev. So we just need to get some revs now from down low. Perfect. We'll call it low revs. Alright, so let's put it all together, guys. Let's take off. Then we'll go up through the rev range, put a bit of load in, then we'll go to our load off. So let's have a listen. So we start up. And we go to mid revs, put our foot down a bit heavy. And we're up to high revs, put our foot down heavy. And when our foot's off, perfect. And then the modulator will do the rest. Alright, so we've got our sound assets done. Let's put them straight into our assets folder here. Okay guys, we're in our Fmod file here for our new 534. And there's our RPM. When we're going to have a look at our assets, I've imported the assets that we've just made. We've started putting them into the game to have a look at it. So here are our mid loads here. That's as far as we've got. I've just quickly popped those in. So if we add load, that's going to bring in our load revs here. If I pull that through there, bring this and bring that overlap a little bit more. I think that's about right. So what do we need next? We need our revs. So let's start with our mid revs. That's mid revs. Same thing, let's cut and loop it. Let's pitch it off at about 1.8 to start with. Way too slow. We want them to overlap. Kind of sounds right. And let's bring our high revs in. Surely this has got to be better at about 1.9. The overlap point we want to watch. And put our low revs in. That's cool. Alright, so we've got our revs in here. I'm actually pretty happy with that, but let's quickly just check the startup from that other startup video, right? Oh, that's beast. Damn straight, we've got to put that in there. Hell yeah. It's going to be engine start. And we've got that pretty awesome throaty lope idle right here. Oh man, that's the idle from NAM. Man, now we've got our 534 lope. So we're just going to slip them straight into the assets folder here. They'll show straight up in assets. You can see that they're showing up unimported. Just right click and import it. So let's put that straight in. Awesome. Let's go up here to our lope idle. We're going to bring it up to our idle speed here. So what I want to do is we want to get rid of this lope idle here. We want to put the new one in. We want to modulate it. There's our lope. We need to cut and loop this one. Then we need to get the revs right on it. And I think let's go down to about 1.8. It's actually pretty close. So let's just bring that down a bit faster to 1.35 and I think we're good. I think that's our engine, so let's pack it up, build, then we need to go to export GUIDS. All we need to do is export these files and make our sound file up for the engine now. So we're just going to take our bottom file here, beast. That's simple, that's going to be the 534 sound SUI. The defs are made, now we just need to get these all sorted. Going to copy those, going to edit them on the desktop here. The same thing, Ford 534. Make sure it's pointing to these new sound files. As we can see, they are pointing soundtrack Cummins 68. And we just need to make sure they're pointing to the right sound file and the right folder. So Ford 534, that's pretty easy. Our engine sounds are in there. And all of these ref files are pointing to the right directory. Now we just need to check our defs and make sure that that's all lining up properly as well. So everything looks correct here. The only thing now that would be an issue is if our sound file itself wasn't working. So let's go in game and see if it works. Absolute hot rod beast. Ford 534 cubic inch beast. 725 horsepower. Let's see if it works, guys. Oh yeah. There we go. That is a beast. Absolute beast. Listen to that. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Alright, let's get ourselves set up and let's go for a quick run. Definitely drives like a hot rod. Beautiful sound to it. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's a really nice machine. Anyway guys, that's my first attempt at the Ford 534 cubic inch V8 Beast engine. Keep an eye out soon when I test both this engine and the smaller 477 cubic inch V8 as well that I'm building. Some of my free scratch built mods are available in the links below. I don't sell them as such as I'm not a pro modder. My exclusive versions and my private edits that I don't feel right about uploading publicly are also available via my Patreon link below. Where possible, I'm in contact with the original authors about my edits and always credit them, including their original purchase links if it is a paid mod. I don't redistribute payware mods in any form. As a Patreon, you also benefit from my priority service and discounts on personal livery requirements for your virtual truck and airline companies. You can also watch a full-length tutorial making this engine and other mods, take part in betas and polls, influence my next mod projects, and join in other events and other fun stuff. But that's all for now guys, I'm out until the next one, take it easy.